Start us off.
Start us off, not take us home. We're not going home. We're not going home. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thunderdome Podcast. It has been too long, so that's why I had to make it extra.
It's okay. Yeah. No,
special.
you're good. You did like a Kermit the Frog type of thing going on back at the end of that. It was going.
It's perfect.
Anyway, well, it's good to be back. How you guys doing?
Another day.
Yeah.
And then in the life of craziness.
Yeah, the craziness does not stop. I don't think it ever will at this point. I'm not sure. I hope it does. But well, let's do what we always do. I am the illustrious Blabbermouth and the least important member of this team. Donut081893.
I am Lord of the Reams. Yes, I did cut my hair and working on styling it. Kind of. It looks terrible now, but sorry about that.
I'm Just in Time TV. I am growing out my hair and seeing where it goes.
And I do nothing with my hair. Hey, you know what? For the next episode, I think I'm like slick it back or something.
I did, technically.
Maybe.
I mean, I did it the way I like it.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I feel like I gotta do something because I've been.
Are you talking about your hair or my hair?
Mine.
Oh, okay.
Because like Justin's growing his out, you're slicking yours to the side or like combing it and styling it, and I don't really do anything. So I gotta I gotta show up, man. I had to come ready to play. I can't just be a loser, you know. But
Can't be a loser.
well, Radio Kid is, at least right now, he is absent for this episode, which is okay. I understand he has things to do. We spoke earlier, both this past week and the week prior. He's just got a lot of life happening right now. He's a bit swamped between family and work, and that's totally understandable. So he will be back when he is ready. He did not abandon us, at least not yet.
Yes, Morgan, our hair. I'm growing out my hair. Austin's slicking it back, and Neil's doing nothing with his hair right now.
I do nothing with my hair. I don't think I've ever done anything with my hair since like 2005, and that's when I used to like
cutting it basically.
Buzz cutting it or like spiking it up. And I started doing the buzz cut thing around like middle school, high school. Oh, no, like high school, because I tried growing out once and I looked like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, and I said, nah, that's not my thing. But I apologize for the delay. We have not been consistent. But this weekend was Mother's Day. You know, I hope everyone called their mom or spent some time with their mom if they live in the same city. Let your mom know you actually give a shit.
Thank you, Morgan. We appreciate that.
What'd she say?
She said, "Looks good, dudes."
Yeah, I don't have my chat open. I'm not even on my Twitch. I have it going in the Xbox. So if she's saying something on my chat, I don't know.
Thank you. Appreciate the nice words. I haven't gotten nice words in a while.
I tell you you're beautiful every time I see you.
Thank you. I try to stay beautiful.
Listen, beauty takes work, all right? I mean, I'm doing it for myself, you know? I'm starting to, like, watch what I eat, sort of, kind of. At least trying. And, yeah, you know, it feels good. So I will give that credit. It feels good.
Ever since the pandemic, I've lost 15 pounds, actually. So I started out at 189. Now I'm at 163.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a good amount of weight. I kind of stayed the same for the first couple months, and then I realized I was getting fat, so I started running a lot. And then I lost a bunch of weight, and then everything with the army and my divorce happened, and then I got fat again. And I was like, uh-oh. So now I'm back on I'm like, you know, doing the roller coaster up and down, and it's like, okay. So, yeah, I'm dealing with that. So I'm you know, it's hot guy summer, so we gotta represent boys.
There we go. That's better.
Yeah, gotta get my beach body ready.
Yeah. I don't live anywhere near a beach, but I just want to look
No,
sexy when I'm
we
naked,
don't. We
so.
don't either.
Gotta
Oh,
get
no,
my
y'all live
summer
in
All we
Texas.
have is a lake, I'm sure, somewhere.
Hey, lake body, beach body, same damn thing, right? So,
Yeah. We're
Well,
about 4.5 hours from a beach, so.
I live around a bunch of mountains. I know there's some lakes out here too, but I mean, most of what you do is hike, and it's cold, so no one's taking their shirt off around here. We aren't the weirdos that wear shorts outside in the winter. You know, we're not from like New York or Maine or some crap. Well, I guess let's dive into what's been going on in the world, man.
Yeah.
We'll start with sports because that'll always be the kind of lighthearted beginning we always
boy.
need.
Sports.
Oh,
So
Disappointing and uplifting at some points, but yes.
yeah, sometimes. But you know, it's something that everyone kind of comes together with, and we do have one that will either make you happy, make you very upset with them. But we'll get to that one last. So, for those that don't know, obviously, I think it's July 7th, and I'll double check that date, and if I'm wrong, I will put it in the Thunderdome Podcast Discord community page. But Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor, round 3, the trilogy will conclude. Obviously, if we remember, it was the first and second fight had about 10 years between them almost, it seemed like, with Conor McGregor taking the first win, and Dustin Poirier won in the last fight more recently. And so McGregor said, let's run it back, and we'll make it a trilogy. I think he actually gets along with Dustin Poirier. I don't think he's one of the fighters he talks a lot of smack against. He's just kind of like, listen, we're both good fighters, so let's make it do what it do. Let's put on a good show. So I think it'll be good. I look forward to it. I think Poirier's going to take it again though, but we'll see. If McGregor actually puts in the work, then we might have a different outcome. And I wouldn't be upset about either or. So I'm just going to be like, all right, well, here we go.
Boring.
Let's see. Yeah, okay.
So I got some Kentucky Derby news.
All right, let's hear it.
So the winner, Medina Spirit, I guess the horse, failed post-trace drug test.
Wait, the
I
horse
guess-
failed a drug test?
Yeah. And so the trainer, the famous trainer I know, Bob Baffert, is banned at Churchill Downs.
Wow.
I don't know.
Indefinitely for now. They're
Damn.
doing some investigation stuff. So
I never heard of horse steroids. I'm sure they exist. I just never heard of them. But that's kind of funny.
So apparently they're calling it the plague of the sport. So one of the latest scandal to plague the sport. So
Listen,
it was Medina Spirit's victory in the Kentucky Derby is in serious jeopardy because of a failed post-trace drug test. One that led Churchill Downs to suspend Hall of Fame trainer Bob Baffert on Sunday in the latest scandal to plague the sport. Baffert denies all wrongdoing and promised to be fully transparent with the Kentucky Horse Racing Commission. During its investigation, Baffert's barn received word Saturday that Medina Spirit had tested positive for an excessive amount of the steroid it's BETAMETHASONE. Or whatever that spells.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which
I'm
is
not good at spelling.
sometimes used to treat pain and inflammation in horses.
Oh, so they give him painkillers, I guess, to keep
I
the
would
horse
think
going or something?
That's probably something before the race. They probably inject them with and to get them off the pain for the race, maybe.
I feel like that's not. I mean, it would be one thing if you gave the horse fucking, I don't know, horse steroids or horse cocaine to make it just nonstop go. But I feel like painkillers is okay. Just depends, I guess. I mean, you don't want the horses in pain. That just seems a little abusive, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's just me, but also I know nothing about horse racing, so I'm not going to profess to know anything.
Yeah, not everybody's a big horse racing fan or anything, but that's kind of some news that happened at the one of the most, or actually no, three.
Well,
so there's
yes.
3 events. There's the Kentucky Derby, Preakness Stakes, and what was the other one?
I thought it was just one race.
No, it was the Kentucky Derby, Preakness Stakes, Preakness Stakes.
Pringle Steaks?
No.
It's Pringle Stacks, remember?
And it's gonna come to me. I know that.
It's gonna come
yeah.
to you like after the fact, and you're like, damn it.
Yeah, after we talk about something else, I was like, oh, that's what it is. That always happens.
Yep.
But yeah, that's what happened this weekend. I think it should have been this weekend.
Yeah.
Or no, was it last weekend? I don't remember.
The Kentucky Derby was this past weekend. No,
Yeah,
you're right. It
past
was 2 week. It was not this weekend, but the weekend before.
I was like, yeah, we were at the horse races this weekend. Yeah.
Yep. But well, another one that we've been all waiting for. So obviously everyone wants to see just Jake Paul get beat up because Jake Paul's annoying. Well, Jake Paul might get his. We might get our wish to see him just absolutely beat up. There he is.
There's Matt.
He's back. Oh my God! It's like watching Christ rise. He's here.
That's creepy.
Hi, buddy.
But Jake Paul decided to, I guess, bother Floyd Mayweather and stole his hat, and it was just a huge debacle.
I saw that.
And,
That was stupid.
yeah, everyone saw that, and then I think Jake Paul was like, his bodyguard punched me in the face, but it's like clearly Floyd Mayweather himself punching Jake Paul like right in the face, and it was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. So I still don't know about the date if that fight's actually going to happen, but there's the rumors and whispers, so let's hope it does. And that's another thing going on.
Yeah. And
That's
yeah. Go ahead.
no. I was gonna say that's all I got as far as my. Well, at least for now, I have the one last one I wanted to mention, and I mean I have a pretty clear-cut opinion on it. I just figured I'd get y'all's, but you do your thing first, and I'll save my bit for last.
Well, I know Austin was gonna say this, but
Yeah, well, the Dallas Stars are
go ahead.
officially out of the playoffs.
Damn it!
Oh,
Yeah.
yes!
But the Mavs are doing pretty well.
I've seen them doing pretty damn good.
Maps can suck it.
No.
The Spurs are in. Oh, but they have a spot.
What did I do?
The Spurs, well, we were like 40 and 28, I think.
You know, also I'm
For
surprised
the
you're not just
Mavs.
happy that a Texas team is doing well. Like, why does it have
The
to be the
Spurs
Spurs?
are doing decent. They have a chance.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
gonna do it.
They're
you know
Texas
what?
team.
They're
I'm
not
happy.
gonna win.
I'm happy that both of them are doing well, but no, you got to be like only my team.
Did
Yeah.
they lose?
Well,
Did they lose last night and then get kicked out because of it?
The Stars?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It was over.
Oh, they didn't.
Not last game. I think the game before, or 2 games before. I don't know.
I forgot.
They've been
Yeah,
doing
I
not
forgot
great.
This season was a shorter season for hockey.
Yeah.
It was only like 57 games, I think.
Holy shit! They've lost like the last 6, 7, 8 games.
Yeah, I'm
it's
just
been
happy the
embarrassing
Mavs are
for
doing pretty well now.
the Stars.
You know what I'm excited about is the Lakers can suck it.
Oh, that's
The way
what you're
you
excited
said
about.
that sounded like some really. You're like, yeah, they can suck it. Oh yeah.
They might not make it the playoffs. They're gonna be in the wild card spot. It looks like.
And that's what gets Matt aroused. Is that the Lakers might not make it.
Well, the reason is because, I mean, sure, LeBron James is great, but he can't last all like from wild card spot all the way to the end.
Yeah.
And trying to play all the top teams on top of that, because that's what happens. Is you play the number 1 teams as a wild card spot. You don't play the lesser teams. You play the number 1 team. So they're going to be playing the number 1 team the entire time they play.
Yep.
Which sucks.
Sucks for them.
Yeah. I mean, even when Austin and I played in like tournaments for baseball, it's just we always were in like kind of like last, I guess, and we've always had to play the top teams, and it sucked.
Yeah.
We were never really
Well-
the top team, I don't think, besides when we were probably in middle school. Middle school was probably when we were doing pretty well. And
So
then,
how's Brooklyn doing with what's his name?
Steve Nash or
Oh,
James
is he the
Harden?
coach? Is
Yeah,
Steve
Steve
Nash
is
the coach?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
How's he doing with James Harden? I'm curious.
He's doing pretty well. But I know James has been doing something else. Like I guess he's been injured or something. Like
Yeah,
I
he
don't-
hasn't been playing at all.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's been out.
Yeah.
That's hilarious because they still have Kyrie Irving too on the team. So
Yeah, and Kyrie was out with like family things and personal issues and stuff, and or personal stuff to take care of, and it was a long time for him to be out, but now it's a flip flop basically, I think,
Yeah.
of that scenario kind of.
Well, now that he's here, hold on. We gotta have Matt do his intro. He's back.
Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
He's back.
who's that? Who's the intro? What's the intro?
Oh my god! Like how you usually come in with that corny ass voice you usually go, and now I'm a radio kid, and then you do that creepy laugh. Whoa.
I'm sorry, I was eating a popsicle.
Oh, is that what?
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is Radio Kid, the still faceless person.
The faceless.
You guys aren't even being. Oh, you guys face in right now?
Yeah, we're facing him on the Discord.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, boy.
We just started 17 minutes ago.
Yeah, we haven't done much. We touched on sports and
Yeah,
we
we've
did a
been
little
talking
intro
amongst
and
ourselves really. the
yeah,
past
just kind of
10 minutes.
chit chatting. But
Yeah, it was nice.
Chitty chat, chitty chat.
yeah, bro. Well, does anybody else have anything for sports before I hit the last one? And
Rangers are doing pretty good.
Yeah, the Rangers
Surprisingly,
are doing pretty well. On Saturday, the center fielder, I don't know his name. It's all these new people now on the Rangers.
I'm still learning the names.
So, hold
Go
on.
ahead.
Pause. Neil, did you look at what happened to Austin's hair?
I did. Yeah, I've seen it.
What
you-
happened? What happened?
Yes,
Did
is
you-
it really that
asked him.
bad?
The 1920s
asked
called
him.
and they want their hair back.
Listen,
Jeez, thanks, Matt. You're such a best friend. Thank you.
no. I made fun of him yesterday because we were gonna do our makeup episode yesterday, right? We were gonna try and go
Or
yesterday.
no, it was Friday,
Was it?
I think.
Sorry. Friday. We're gonna go Friday because we put it out in the in our group chat, and then we're waiting like 45 damn minutes, and I'm like, what is going on? And just like Austin's fixing his hair, I'm like, dude, get the hell out of here. And now I see it, and I'm like, well, okay. I don't
Sure.
hate it. I'm
It's
just
been
like-
a while since I've put gel in my hair, and the way I'm trying to do it is differently as well. Because I always used to
don't
spike
worry.
it up.
Did you gel other parts of your body too?
No,
What?
only
on a
my
serious
hair.
question,
There
do you
could
think
be.
anyone's ever gelled their pubes or like put like hair pomade or hair product in their pubes?
No.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah, no. I don't think there's enough hair down there to do that. Like
Listen. We've all seen the Zohan.
Zizon, yes.
It is a bush. It's a bush. He's like humping the women in the barbershop, but it's just his pubes. Yes, but that is Austin's new look. I said next time I got to do something, and I can't decide if I'm gonna just wear a clown wig or I'm gonna like slick my hair back and do something for real. But we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this hair gel that I got was like $4 on it, or $7 on Amazon, and it's.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find
it works,
something
man.
that actually holds it without like, if it's like windy out, it's
Is
annoying.
is it gel or is it like pomade?
It's gel.
It's gel. Okay.
I would think it's pomade, but acting like it's gel.
Hey, Radio Kid.
Well, so like I actually,
/ Matt,
because
thank you for your
again, like
Prime sub.
I take back what I said about only messing with it since 2005. I did mess with it earlier this year. Because like one of my friends was like, yeah, you should try this like pomade stuff, and I was like, oh, whatever. I had my hair long at the time, long for me, for being in the army, and I slicked it back. Yeah, it kind of looked okay, but I mean, I only left it there for like a day, and then I wet it down and just did my normal douchebag look. Lazy.
I don't mind it because I don't like my hair in my eye or around my eyes.
Yeah,
and like if the wind's blowing, it doesn't blow, so that's a nice thing too.
it's true. The only time it's cool for your hair to blow in the wind is when you're like riding a motorcycle or something.
Yeah, if you have long hair. Fabio hair.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 80s hair metal hair.
That too. But thanks, guys, for your nice comments. You guys are such great friends.
Listen, if we didn't shit on you for little things like your hair, we were not really your friends to begin with.
Hey, why do you think I don't fucking show my face? I don't have any. What?
Well, you do.
Balding.
It's just receding.
Yeah, it's just receding. It's not. I'm not bald.
No.
Bald means there's a little spot in the back.
Let me be very clear though. You are well on your way to not having hair.
No, it stops apparently about 35.
So you're just gonna look goofy as shit in like 7 years.
Yeah, it's gonna be like half
head.
hair. Yeah, like halfway up my head. Yeah, kind of thing.
Are you just gonna shave your head when that happens? Or are you gonna like try and save your hair?
I mean,
Are you trying to use like Rogaine?
I don't have that much money.
Bosley or something, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how expensive it is or isn't.
Go get your Bosley on. Yeah.
I think
about
the
the
first
commercials around, right?
actual participant compared to the commercials where it's fake.
Right.
What's that
Bosley's
Sanders?
still around?
What's that Sanders? Shit. What's that
Deion
Sanders
Sanders
thing?
one?
Deion Sanders. Yeah, he's got like implants or something.
Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders.
And
Call him
Brian
Deontay
Walker.
Sanders.
Deontay.
Is that what you called him?
No, I just said
Hey, he was
Deion
a great kicker.
Sanders. Oh, he was a
I thought
great
you called him-
kicker.
No, he's not a great kicker. He was a great safety
Aw.
and quarterback. Cornerback, sorry.
I didn't know he could throw the ball.
CB.
Oh, true. Yeah, no, I mean, I might consider that, dude. It costs like $10,000 to do that. It's like getting
Jesus.
it's like getting a boob job for a man. You know,
Why don't
women
you
like
just-
getting boob jobs
Yeah.
because
Well,
they
I
like
mean,
bigger boobs, but guys like to keep their hair. You know, for the guys that
Well-
don't keep their hair, they want to get their hair back, and it costs like $10,000. Why would I mean? That's a big investment.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna embrace being bald and like just shave my head, like take a razor to it. You know what I mean? Like go bald.
That's what a lot of people do.
Well,
but, I mean,
for me, it's a
is
test
your-
run, and so far it's not going great, so I might not keep it.
I mean, I don't think I'm gonna lose my hair anytime soon. Like, look at my hair. My hair is beautiful. But
My hair
kidding, it's
is
not.
silky clean.
silky clean.
Silky smooth. There you go. Silky smooth.
Silky
Silky
clean.
I mean, I guess that's a new one. I never heard silky clean before. but
Dude,
mean,
I
hey.
like Austin. I can see the like perspiration going down your forehead, and it just like glowing, man. It's
I'm okay
shiny.
with
I
that.
can see the rest
I'm
of your
shining.
room. You're shining.
He's bright like a diamond.
Jesus.
Gosh.
Hey, Rihanna.
just the fact you said that.
All right. We can.
Sorry.
We can wait like 5 minutes before we shit on Austin some more.
Morgan thinks we're dorks, and we should say, bro, if you like it, don't. Oh yeah, I got you.
Dorkosaurus.
I'm not. I don't
I mean,
think it's a problem. I think it happens to look very dapper.
Yeah, I like
Austin.
it. I said I like
Dapper.
it.
That even that sounds bad.
It's like you look. I don't know. You look.
It's different, okay?
It's new.
You look
It's
clean.
something
You look
new.
clean.
Something new.
Yeah, it
look
is
clean.
new.
It's better in
Yes,
person,
we
trust me.
both had
How many? So what? And I asked this again. What's the girl's name? Like I've been asking you
nice.
for the last
Jesus.
like couple months. He's like,
Oh my
she's just a
God.
friend, man. She's just a friend.
Just a
She's
friend."
Just a friend. Okay.
Austin's
Anyways,
like, leave me
next topic.
Well, the last one that has to do with sports, and this is we're gonna cross into I guess current events. So so Tokyo, Japan, says they will not allow any BLM protest / rioting or even like merchandise or paraphernalia to be worn by the athletes at the Olympic Games.
Oh yeah.
And-
Where is this?
Tokyo.
It's gonna be in Japan.
Austin,
so Tokyo-
Texas.
They won't let them wear it.
Yeah, like you're not allowed to have any paraphernalia, no
I can
rioting, no
understand that.
BLM protest. Yeah, so I saw people that were like on Instagram sharing the story, like, oh, well, good luck with that. What do you mean, good luck with that? It's their country. They can tell you to piss off if they want to. You know, it's not gonna. It's not necessarily negative, but like my view on it is, it's their country, so it's their rules, right? Their house, their rules, and then also this is our escape. This is our escape from politics.
I don't think Japan's actually that racist, and they don't like to bring what's the word, attention to it, and so having that in their country can cause issues, and it makes people want to join a cause. They don't want, and Japan's really doing well right now. They don't need anybody to join a cause, so they're like, fuck no.
I mean, they are. Yeah.
It's like, why would we want you to join a cause at this point? You know, if our country's doing good.
But I think they don't want it to detract from the actual Olympic Games, right? They want people to watch the athletes, watch the games, watch the sports, and just this is like the escape from politics, right? Especially for Americans, because we have it in our basketball games, our football games, maybe not hockey. I don't know, but it's in baseball. You know, everyone's taking a knee, everyone's doing. You know, everyone's putting stuff on their jerseys that says, like, you know, BLM or whatever, which, like, got it. If you support it, that's totally fine. But if they want to just be like, no, we're not in our house. You keep that crap at home. Like, don't bring that BS to Tokyo, to the Tokyo Games. And I think, like I said, if any athlete is doing that, they're just going to eject them from the games. Like, no, like, we're not tolerating it. Get the hell out of here with that crap.
So the question is that approved by the Olympic Board?
I don't know if it was approved by the Olympic Board. I want to say it was, because it's the rest of the world.
I would think so if
saying
they're announcing it.
Yeah, I mean, also, Japan's allowed to say they don't want it in, like, this. If it's their country, they don't want any of it. So, like, and I don't think the Japanese play around with that crap, man. Like, if someone tries to do what they're doing in Portland or Seattle or any of these big cities in some of these states, I don't see them really, like, taking it easy. They're like, nah. Like,
well, so that's the weird part is, you know, it's been 4 years, and the last 4 years since the Olympics, or I guess 2 years. What is it? The summer or the Winter Olympics?
This will be the Summer Olympics.
Okay, but so it's been 4 years. Things have gotten a lot worse, obviously. You know, from all the shootings to everything, you can name it.
Yeah, rioting and all that stuff.
But it's like, are we able to come to as a country and live as a country without bringing attention to ourselves? And I think you're going to see some people get kicked out of the Olympics.
I think so too.
And that's going to be the sad part. You're going to see people, like, want to make their statement, and they're big, you know, I stand for this, and people are just like, look, I get it. That's awesome. Don't fucking use something that we've been using. How long has the Olympics been around for?
Oh, God.
Let's put it like that.
5 years.
Late 1800s.
But
no, the Olympics have been around for at least a couple hundred years, I thought, haven't they?
yeah.
Like, well, we're really talking about the Olympic Games. Like,
right.
The true Olympic Games have been going on for centuries.
Yeah.
Right. So, but that's my point. Is like, look, we've gone through war, we've gone through world wars, we've gone through revolutions, and this is something that still stands. And we're going to have problems and issues. Don't bring your problems and issues with you. So I think that's a good thing.
I think so too. That. I do think that people that are, you know, and I understand the people that think it's like, you know, if you really support it, like I always said, I have no problem with the sentiment Black Lives Matter. I have an issue with the rioting and the actions. And I don't think that this is a place where that, you know, that you need to have it there. I don't see this being the right place to try and to do this, because this is the one escape the whole world turns into, right? I mean, sure, a lot of places in the world watch like American sports and whatnot, but I think this is one of those things where, like, you have to respect the country, the host country, as well as you know, the athletes that are here to actually compete. Not every athlete's an activist, remember? Like, not every athlete does this crap. So I don't think it's gonna, you know, not everyone's trying to make a statement or, you know, stand on some sort of political ideology. Some just really want to play the game, you know?
Right.
I agree.
And I think that's I think that's good. I think it's good we get back to that, and we go back to supporting our athletes, and it should be we cheer on the United States, not we cheer on the wokest athlete, any of this garbage. Just let's cheer on our country.
Or
Let's
the
get back
one
to
that's had to face the most problems in their life to become
Right.
look, don't get me wrong. There's I'm gonna say 60 to 70%, in my opinion. This is just a guess. 60 to 70% of athletes that make it to the Olympics had to go through some life-altering, big changing event to get to where they are. And then there's 30% where I'll say mommy and daddy provided the money and got them to where they are. You know, and everybody's going to have some story behind it, though, that
Right.
made it to where they are, and we don't need to see how they got there. I just want to see them how they do.
Well, I would say
I say that because if you ever watch like football nowadays or any kind of sport in America, they're always going to like their background. Oh, look how this person suffered. Look how they've what they've accomplished despite all of this other shit. It's like, look, I just wanted to watch the sport. I didn't want to freaking background check on this guy about what he's gone through. I didn't. I guess you're trying to get me to like him. It's making me not like him. I don't know. Is that weird to say that? Like,
No, because I think
the fact
it's
that they're
just
sharing too much information makes me like people less.
That's fine. I think mostly because it's not just like subtly thrown in there. It's like frying pan over the head, like type of thing, where they're just beating you over the head with this stuff, and it's just nonstop. It's a lot of shrieking, a lot of yelling, and you just want to be left alone, man. I want to watch the game in peace. Like, get the hell out of here with that crap. I couldn't care less. I'm not, and that's not to say that like athletes can't have a political opinion. It's just you're not. I don't know. I didn't turn on basketball to watch your political opinion. Now, if you go on a podcast or you go on and you do an interview where you give it, and I choose to watch it, then like that's more like I guess that's expected territory. But I think most people tune into sports because either they like the sport, maybe they used to play the sport in high school or college and they just really enjoy it, or it's an escape. Like I said, it's a chance to turn off the news, unplug from all the current events, the politics, the horrible things going on in the world, and it's a time to just say, you know what, I want to watch, whether it's football, I want to watch the Cowboys, or I want to watch Alabama play college football, or I want to watch the Mavericks, or I want to watch the Rangers. I'm just naming the teams that I watch. But I think that's really it for me. Hang on, Twitch decided to cut my stream again. I think that's just because they hate me, and I don't know, maybe I say things they don't like. I didn't even say anything that bad this time. I've been actually really chill.
Yeah, it's always bad streaming on Xbox. I know I said that before.
Yeah.
We've had the problems as well. Well, not
Yeah.
recently, but whenever we streamed on Xbox.
When we first started streaming.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna keep lowering the bit rate until I see something change. But I think that's mainly it. Is it's sort of a break for people to get away from politics and in some cases just reality in general. And then you get an hour or two of just getting to kind of zone out and watch sports. And for those 2 hours, it's just ignorance is bliss type of thing, and you're having a good time. And maybe crack a couple beers open, have a good, just have a good afternoon or a good evening, and just watch sports. And I think people want to keep that going for the Olympics because, especially when it's you're cheering on, like I said, you're cheering on your country. And I think this is the perfect time to just get away from that, and maybe this could be like one unifying thing that we all get behind. And we have a non-politically charged time watching the Olympics. And this
I'm
might be the one
excited.
thing where we go back to work on the next day and we're talking about the Olympic Games and there's no political nothing. It's just like, hey man, did you see the Olympic Games? Yeah, hell yeah, I saw him. Did you see this? Did you see this person do that? Yeah, man, it was awesome. And it's just something that brings people together, and I've always kind of liked that about sports, at least in the past.
I guess we'll see. But if a country says that they don't want a certain thing to happen or whatever, then it shouldn't happen.
Yeah, I don't know if any athletes have given a statement on that yet. I don't know if anyone said yay or nay.
I haven't heard anything.
Yeah,
No.
so I thought that was an interesting one.
So the question is I guess technically basketball is considered a winter sport, right?
No, it's a summer
It's a
sport.
summer sport.
No,
That's
summer.
why
Mm.
that's why I'm curious to see what happens with it, because it's the most supportive of BLM, probably because the statistic demographic of the people that play is mostly black people that play basketball, that are NBA players versus white or Hispanic or Asian players. So understandably, it doesn't surprise me that they're the ones that support BLM the most. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Time will tell. It's only a few months
Time will
away.
tell. Yep. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll see if there's any reaction or if there's any statement given by anybody, any of the athletes, or any of just the U.S. in general. If anybody from our government says anything, if they have a statement to say, and I would hope they say the same thing. Kind of what we're saying is like, hey, look, I get it. This is you can absolutely have your soapbox to stand on and speak from. But this is a time for us to get away from that and come together as a country, and we're talking about unifying, and this is the perfect time to do exactly that, I think.
Mhm.
So
Hey.
I would hope that they say that.
I'll be back in just a few. I gotta go and make a call.
You're good.
Okay.
Well, now that Matt's gone, quick, bring up the juicy sauce. No, I'm kidding.
Piece of shit.
I'm not gone yet, you bastards.
Fuck him.
Well, I had so another one is Bill Gates and Bill and Melinda Gates are getting divorced. And I don't know if they've given a reason as to why. I know the only statement that's come out is Bill Gates is like, please give me some privacy during this divorce. And the part of me that's been through the divorce is like, yeah, I get it. And at the same time, the other side of me that generally despises the elite in this country, of which Bill Gates is absolutely a part of, is like, dude, you're like one of the richest dudes on the planet. I don't know if he still is the richest guy, but for a while there, he was the richest man in the world.
I think Jeff Bezos is still.
Jeff Bezos might actually, I think Jeff Bezos overtook him.
Yeah.
By the way, Jeff Bezos' wife is smoking hot. Ex-wife now. Yeah, man. It's part of me understands. Like, listen, I didn't really want anybody to know about my business when I was going through mine, but at the same time, it's like you're a public figure and like one of the richest men on the planet. Like, I'm sorry, you're probably not going to get the privacy you're asking for, but I get it. So we'll see. I'm also not a fan of some of his crazier ideas he's had lately. One where he wanted to try and block out the sun using some form of like dust. I think he wanted to do it over one country. I think it was like Sweden or Switzerland, and they're like, absolutely not.
Weird.
Yeah, well, these are some crazy. There's some mad scientist stuff going on, man. So I'm not really sure what the deal is with it, but yeah, that's a whole other story that I don't really know too much about. I just know he wanted to do it, and that the country he was going to do it in was like, yeah, no. So there's that.
Oh, I got something, I guess.
Let's hear it.
So I guess it was this past Saturday where Elon Musk hosted SNL, Saturday Night Live, and I guess once he got on, I heard that Dogecoin did bad.
Well, it dipped, and then I think it went back up.
I don't know. All I heard was it dipped pretty far. I'm not really good at
Yeah. Well, we can
cryptocurrencies
bring that
and
up.
all that stuff. So that's all
We
I
can bring
heard.
that one up
I mean,
to-
I guess if it did go up, that's good for the people or whoever.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
all I
think
heard is that it just dropped.
Yeah, it dipped and then it went back up is what happened. At least from my understanding of it. Now, I could be wrong because I didn't follow it that closely. I just followed pretty much what everyone else was saying about it. And I was like, oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any money in Doge. I don't have any money in Bitcoin. I wish I had money in Bitcoin. I would have sold it and cashed out. I'm like, I'm rich. I don't need much to be happy in life, man. I just need enough to know I can get by for a few months while I either start a business or build up to something. So, now that I'm getting out of the military, it's a different world for me. So I'm just like, what the hell am I gonna do? So Bitcoin would have been nice to have some money invested in right about now.
Oh well.
So, hang on. Where's my little handy dandy notebook because I did write some stuff down, just a few things for this episode. Okay. So, yeah, this is my last one. For now, I mean, we have more to talk about.
Yeah.
This is the last one I wrote down. So, one thing I've noticed, and we can also touch on it when Matt gets in here because he knows more about economics, is that the unemployment rate has still increased. I don't think it was by like a substantial amount. It's not like unemployment's at like a crazy percentage, but it's also measured by people that are actually on unemployment, right? Unemployment does not include people who may not have a job but didn't file for unemployment. So I think the number is probably higher than the figure we have, but it's not like it's not like crazy high. It's not like 40% or some crap. So the thing is interesting is we have unemployment rates going up while you also have a rise in job openings. And I think part of that is people don't have an incentive to work because you get a decent amount of money for unemployment. I'm just going to be honest about it. You get a pretty penny for unemployment.
That's what I was going to say.
Right?
People tend to be lazy and don't want to get a job.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong. This is part of it. I think people realize, and I know some people, and I won't mention who, but I know people that are on unemployment, and some people that I know are actively wanting to get back into the workforce. They're not just like, well, I'm content with being a bum. But some people are like, why would I work? Like, because working is, you contribute to society, and B, you make money. He's like, yeah, but I make more money on unemployment. I was like, oh, well, shit, you got me. I don't really know what to tell you on that case. Like, if you're genuinely making more money off of unemployment than you would with an actual job, even if it was a well-paying job, I mean, you have to beat some pretty great rates. I forget how much you get a week on unemployment. It's a couple hundred, though. And, like, how much you get for unemployment it's not shabby, man. You're definitely living above the minimum wage, which is, why I'm like, I'd rather have a minimum wage increase than an influx of people on unemployment, because at least if they're getting, they might be taking lower end jobs, but the lower end jobs are going to pay well enough that, they're not going to need to worry about having to go on unemployment. So you could make a fix there. But I did think that was interesting that you have unemployment and job openings both rising statistically.
That's interesting. I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And we talked about this before we came on, but so Antifa/BLM riots made their way to Texas, of all places, and most people are used to seeing them in Portland, in Seattle, New York, California, these more blue states, not that they're politics I know, but more of these blue states that are easier on crime, I guess we'll call it, or just these places where usually they're tighter gun control laws. So this one actually happened in the Plano Frisco area where there was like a march. I think it was over a black man that died in police custody. I don't know when, and I forget his name. I could pull it up, but it happened, and they were for some part camped outside the police station. I was like, okay, whatever, like cool. And I think a big part of it is that I think it happened in Plano and Frisco, so kind of suburban/city areas. You're not really out in the middle of nowhere. People just, kind of shoot at you more often. I think less people are armed in these suburban city areas, so they probably feel more emboldened to do so. Because, like I said, I doubt they'd go to West Virginia and roll up on people's property. Where West Virginia, you are allowed to use lethal force to deny access to your property, not just to use it once they're on your property. Like you could be outside the property, and I say, don't come on the property, and you say, well, I'm stepping on it, nanny boo boo. What are you gonna do? And then bang. Well, that's what I'm gonna do about it. But no, these I think it kind of changed the dynamic, because a lot of these places they never, in Texas especially, no one thought of all places it was gonna happen. There he is. Sorry, he's back.
Sorry, I had
Oh,
to do a
gosh.
phone call with my boss.
You're good.
Okay.
You're good. You're good. You're good. Well, we'll
Work
do
comes
the.
first.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, well, I guess now that we have Matt back, the Radio Kid back, we can re-ask the same question because we always get his opinion. So the first one is the opinion on the rise, the drop and then rise of Dogecoin after your Nemesis's appearance on Saturday Night Live.
I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah, we talked about it previously off podcast, but we knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, I predicted that.
yeah.
So apparently, and you probably heard this, the main owners, the people that majority own Dogecoin, started betting against it.
Really?
So they took their Dogecoin and bet against it and said that this is going to go down, and that's why it and then apparently it's surfaced because that's public knowledge. You're not allowed
Right.
to like hide it, otherwise that would be considered like insider trading kind of shit,
Right.
and manipulating markets, and then you go to jail and shit. So, but that got leaked, and so Dogecoin started to go down since their own people that own it is betting against it. I mean, why would you want to own something where anything and saying this my business plan or format's going to fail, so why would you want to own it,
Yeah. No, that makes total sense. But it did go back up, didn't it?
It went up a little bit. It didn't go up like back to 75 cents, which I think was the high.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm looking it up right now as we speak. I'm trying to look and see where it is left.
When we were talking about Bill Gates and him and Melinda Gates are getting divorced, which is, I guess, I don't know, are all the billionaires going to get divorced? And because this is Jeff Bezos got divorced from his ex-wife now. Who I said it again. I said it once. I said it. Jeff Bezos' ex-wife is smoking hot. Like, I don't know, smoking, but oh yes. Now she's like dating some like fucking teacher, and I don't know, the luckiest teacher around because he still teaches, but he doesn't have to. He's a teacher. He's a teacher married to like probably the richest woman on the planet, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna just be married to and bang, whatever her name is, Bezos. And I'm like, dude, bang and be married to, absolutely, but like you don't have to work. Like you're rich as hell right now, right? So. And so someone made the theory that maybe they're doing it to like either hide or like protect their assets or their money. And I thought that was an interesting proposition because I could totally see it being a thing. But we'll see. And I mean, Bill Gates is like, please, because the only statement he's given is like, please give me privacy during this divorce. And like, as someone who has dealt with a divorce before, I was like, yeah, I get it, man. But you're a huge rich person who the whole world knows, and it's kind of hard to ask for that. Everyone's going to be up in your shit.
Right.
I mean, there's also like more recent things he's doing that I'm not a fan of. Like he wanted to try and block out the sun as some sort of like environmental measure, which I don't know how you feel about that. But he tried to do it in either Sweden or Switzerland, and it got shot down by that country. Like, yeah, absolutely not. Like we don't care. We're not doing that because that would mess with our agriculture and everything. I'm like, well, can't really force someone to do something in their house like that. So I guess whatever. There's that, and then actually in y'all's neck of the woods, and in my old stomping grounds of Plano, Texas, and the Lord of the Rings and Just in Time for TV's original stomping grounds of Frisco, Texas, there was the Black Lives Matter and Antifa riots that ended up basically blocking a city street or an intersection or something. I think it was in Plano where that happened. And a man got out of his car and said, like, get the F out of the way, get out of here, like, get out of the road because people have jobs to go to. And, I agree with that. You don't know where someone might be going to, like someone might be going to the hospital for their mom or their kid, or maybe their wife's in the back seat going into labor. And it's like, dude, get the hell out of the street. But what happened is this is what you're seeing now is we're seeing these rioters and these certain individuals. They're now touting weapons. And not just like pistols, like they have AR-15s. The same weapon that side of the aisle wants to ban, which, like, listen, this is where I'll defend them, is like, there's no within the constitutional right to carry that weapon. What they do with it, threatening people and pointing in their faces, and also I'm not really a fan of. So pulled a guy over. A guy got out of his car. They didn't pull him over. He got out of his car. Was telling him to get out of here, and I think they took the keys to his truck. They basically just like harassed and attacked this man. They assaulted him. They robbed him. I guess he had a pistol or something. So he drew his pistol but had it at the low ready, right? So you're holding it and it's aimed down at the ground. You haven't aimed at anybody. You may not even have a bullet in the chamber or anything. It may not be cocked or nothing. And these people are aiming rifle barrels in his face, and the cop is there doing nothing. And I'm sorry, this is where I say I do not support the police anymore, because they're not doing anything against these guys. They're just watching this stuff happen. And I think my theory is it's easier to arrest one guy, i.e. the dude standing up to the mob, rather than to try and arrest the mob who's armed and dangerous. And for the most part, they don't care about the law. They're not going to support cops. I mean, very often these people cheer when cops get shot in the line of duty. And they're like, we want him to die. It's like, listen, I understand you don't have to like the cops, but like, why are you cheering for a human being's death if they haven't done anything terribly egregious? Like cheering for Hitler's.
I'll
death,
give you an
totally
example.
got it, man.
I'll give you a great example of who I cheered for when he got
Right.
hurt, not necessarily died. But when Carson Wentz was running into the end zone, and I'm so glad Austin's not here for this, but Carson Wentz like tore his ACL. I was so freaking happy. I was like, "You suck it! You suck it!"
What did Carson Wentz do that made you hate him so much? Because I might be out of the loop on this one, or I might just have forgotten.
No, he's just not. He thinks he's way better than he is. He's a horrible QB, and I guarantee
he's just conceited.
Yeah, he's extremely conceited, and I've never liked him. But obviously, Austin will agree with you now because he has done shit for the Eagles. But that's an example.
The only time he was good at a quarterback was when he played at North Dakota State. North Dakota Bisons, I guess.
But you have to admit, like, Saddam Hussein, you're pretty happy.
Saddam Hussein?
Saddam Hussein, yeah. You're pretty happy when you were told that he's dead.
Exactly.
It's like
and they
there's
had
certain
I was in
people
Israel
in the world you're
when it
ecstatic
happened.
about, and that seems normal.
Well, funny thing about Saddam Hussein is, so when he got hung and they televised it, I was in Israel, so I was like in that region of the world, kind of, sort of, and I was watching it happen on the hotel. And I'm like a child when this happened, so I'm like, I'm watching a dude get hung. Cool. So this isn't going to come back to cause any psychological damage, which it didn't. I mean, at least if it did, I refuse to acknowledge it. But you hear about
I refuse to acknowledge it. I'm sorry. I digress.
I digress. You hear about Osama bin Laden getting shot in the face, and even if I wasn't in the military, I would celebrate it because I thought that guy was a terrible human being. You celebrate guys like Mussolini or Mao,
Hitler
that died. Hitler, yeah, the terrible figures of history. If I hear about Bashar al-Assad, the dictator of Syria, president, I mean, I'm not going to be upset. I'm gonna be like, he's a piece of crap. He's a garbage human being. I hope I'm glad he's gone. I feel no remorse about saying that. But I would say, I don't have to support police 100%. I'm not one of the thin blue line crowd. I'm not a cop myself. I've never come from a police background. I don't even have anybody in my family that's law enforcement. But I don't want them to die, and I don't champion their deaths or the people that murdered them. I just don't think that's right. I don't particularly like this crowd. And, you see these happening, people standing up to these mobs in the street, and the cops arrest them. There's a dude in Oregon that got tackled to the ground, robbed, beat up. They fractured or broke two vertebrae. He has a partially punctured lung. All sorts of horrible injuries that you would usually see on a freaking battlefield or something more often than not. And because he stood up to this mob and he had his pistol at the low ready, the police arrest him. And I'm like, how is that okay? How is that at all okay? And this is why I don't support the police anymore, because they refuse to actually enforce law and order. They don't actually do anything. They kind of just sit there and watch. It's the reason why I got so heated when I heard about the Minnesota National Guard taking fire during the I guess a mix of the George Floyd riot and the Dante Wright riots. And they did nothing, but they're also probably told to do nothing by their commanding officers. It's like, we can't actually do anything to these guys, even if you come under fire. Well, listen, that's garbage. That officer who gave that order is garbage because he's not defending, he's not ensuring his troops can protect themselves. He's playing politics with, stuff that just doesn't, I don't know. When you call in the National Guard, you let the National Guard do their damn job. And if they get shot at and they return fire because you just opened fire on a military force, that's not. You shot at the military. Like what? Even the Taliban knows they're going to get shot back. Or Al Qaeda or ISIS, and these people we've been fighting for the last 20 years in the Middle East. It's not surprising when we shoot them back. So why is it all of a sudden because we're stateside?
Because I'm a U.S. citizen and I should not be fired upon.
Well, I really hate to say it, but I think it's because if you shot at somebody who was there protesting and rioting on behalf of BLM or Antifa, the optics would just be, I guess the U.S. Army's racist now too. It's like, well, I mean, not really.
I feel like that'd be a hard push to say that now. Like, honestly, I think that'd be a lot harder to try to push to saying, because obviously that's what, in my opinion, they want an equal amount of representation, and if it was me, I'd go towards more of a House of Representative style, where you have based off a percentage, so based off of population. Well, this case, it's based off of population. What's the population of white people? What's the population of Hispanic people? What's the population of black people? Okay, let's go based off of population. Well, if it's based off of population, then guess what? You guys are already way ahead of certain other groups, like the Hispanic group or Asian group, or it doesn't matter. But they can't just keep on going into other aspects and because I feel like once they're done, and if they get what they want from police officers, they might try to go into some other form of the government and trying to change that as well. And I mean, that's great. Change one thing at a time. I get it. But I'll try to change everything all at once. So if they try to change the military, like trying to blame the military for being racist too, at that point everybody's gonna be look, you're just pointing out everybody's racist. So
well, they already do that.
Yeah, but
they're already kind of doing that anyway. That's why it's just listen, you lost credibility with a lot of this stuff.
But that's my point though. It's just I agree. You can't just keep on pointing fingers at everybody and say it's your fault. Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, and you know what got me is, we talked about this before, is when they did the whole extremism stand down for the military. I was like, well, you're already not supposed to be a part of any extremist group, politically, or otherwise. You can't be part of a gang. You can't be a part of a racial supremacy group or a political supremacy group. You can't be a part of any sort of, anything that does anything illegal. Gangs, cartels, biker clubs, stuff like that. And usually if it's found out that you are a part of one, you're immediately drummed out of the military. If they find out you have pictures of it on your Facebook or you post pictures on your Instagram, any of your social media, always. That has always been the case.
Did not know that one.
That has always been a thing in the United States military. All 4 branches. 5, technically, if you include the Coast Guard, and they're the DHS, not DOD.
Well, I imagine that's because they don't want you following somebody else's group. They want you to follow the military. And if you're already a part of a group before you join, then the chances are that you're going to stay with that group. And that's probably why they don't want to teach you deathly things and then let you get out.
I know plenty of people that were part of gangs. Not like big gangs. I don't know. Maybe they were, but plenty of people that were involved in petty street crime before they joined the military, and they took the skills they learned from the military, and sometimes they take them right back to the street. Sometimes it happens. You see, and I know there's plenty of motorcycle clubs that are like that, like the ones where a lot of the members are former military. And I think maybe that just attracts different demographics, but you're still not supposed to be a part of it. And if you're found out to be part of it, because the people are going to slip through. You can't stop everybody. We don't have mind control devices or mind readers.
Not yet.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, for real.
Evil laugh, maniacal laugh.
Evil laugh, and then you like see that. Then you hear something about Neuralink from your boy Elon Musk.
Sorry.
But no, I mean, you really do have this kind of stuff where it's really out there, and you're not supposed to be part of any extremist group or any gang or any political supremacy or racial supremacy group or religious supremacy group. So, I mean, it's sort of just like, listen, that's always been the case, dude. I mean, I've also probably been exposed to a more diverse background of coworkers through the military than through any other thing in my life.
Really? Like,
Trans people, gay people, black people, Muslim people, Norse, like Nordic pagan.
I don't know. I thought my church was pretty diverse. That's a fucking
white Christian guys. No. But I mean, it's probably been the most diverse experience of my life. And you have also a diversity of political backgrounds and political viewpoints. Everyone thinks the military is just a bunch of right-wing conservatives, and I've met a ton of Democrats in my time. I've met a ton of people who vote left rather than right on U.S. political policies. That's not a problem. Listen, people, but the difference is a different type, right? These are usually the not the neo-libs of today, but more like the Jon Stewarts of the early 2000s, Jimmy Dore, Bill Maher. They're traditional classical liberals, and they're willing to have a conversation with the guy on the right. And they're usually they also still believe in the Constitution. So even though we may differ on social programs and taxes, we still believe in the Constitution. We still believe in free speech. For the most part, we have all the same values. We just might think our money that gets paid in taxes should go to different programs. And that's really it. I mean, those are the people that I really like. And I think more of them, they join whatever they are, and when you leave, you're pretty much like a libertarian or an anarchist because you see just how ineffective the government is at doing stuff. And how much the only thing they're good at is like wasting money. But yeah, I would say like the majority of the military comes out as libertarian or minarchist/anarchist. So that always kind of baffles people because I think people think it's, I think the majority of people that support the military are conservative and right-wing, but the actual members of the armed forces are usually not an exact representation of that. They're
What's up,
usually pretty diverse. So, but yeah, I'm surprised that it happened in Texas, and now Texas is, I think Governor Wheelchair Hot Wheels over there is passing some sort of resolution, or I don't know if it's him.
I love it though. I love it.
Yeah, I know because
that's horrible. Well, how can you not? I mean,
there's plenty of people I hate more than him. But
I didn't like Rick Perry either. So
I was not a huge fan of Rick Perry either. Then again, there's not many government officials that I really love. There's people that I like more than I hate, I guess. Like I like Tulsi Gabbard when she was I think was she a senator or governor or whatever was she? She was a senator for Hawaii, I believe, or she's a congresswoman. Excuse me, she's a congresswoman for Hawaii. I like Tulsi Gabbard. She represented her state really well. She was a Democrat. I liked I think Jim Webb was his name or something back in the 2012 election. He was also a Democrat. I forget what he was though. I like Gary Johnson. He was the governor of New Mexico. I currently like what Ron DeSantis is doing for Florida. And I don't love everything he does, but I like majority of what he's doing. He's just taking a stand. He's like, no, we're not doing any of this crazy bull crap that's coming out of the federal government. We're gonna do the right thing, and what the Florida citizenry pays for me to do and actually do my job. I'm not gonna kowtow to political pressure from one side or the other. Stop licking. I got Dixon over here licking a hole in the couch. I don't know. But for the most part, I think there's some political.
Maybe it's because you won't let him lick your hole.
Wow. Okay.
You saw that one coming.
Listen.
Come on.
Thunderdome After Hours with Radio Kid 93 will feature bestiality.
God.
We have to find a state where it's legal in to record, but otherwise, that's what we're going to go with.
It's not. Just kidding. I'm shaking so hard from that one.
Oof. All right. Well, if you want to see Radio Kid take on a horse penis, catch us later tonight. Yep. Right up the pooper. Well, no, man. Freaking. I think what you're gonna start seeing, because I think a lot of people that used to support police are gonna start not supporting police because the police aren't supporting them, and I think you're already seeing that in a lot of these cities, and you're gonna start seeing it in states like Texas, where. And I don't know what's going to happen to this cop that was there, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if he faces some repercussions, because he let this crowd pretty much rob this man, even though they already had rifles pointed at him, like barrels at this guy's face, and he did what he needed. He was taking actions to defend himself lawfully, and they arrested him, and I mean, I don't really know. I'm appalled. I don't think that these rioters should be allowed to do what they're doing. So if Texas passes an anti-riot bill, I'd be very happy. And I also think that we need to do something. If the police really want the support, I'm sorry, they're going to need to be made to stand up against these rioters and actually put them in jail. And you need to actually have mandatory minimums where these DAs can't just put them back on the street. I'm sorry, but it needs to be done. You need to have harsher punishment. I'm usually meh on crime, but now it's getting out of hand. So.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
And it happened in my hometown. So if I come back in May, it is May. When I come back at the end of May, I don't know, I might get in trouble. I might get in trouble for popping a cap in someone's butt. Or throwing them on the side, throwing their head against the curb or something. Not actually, Jesus.
All I can think of violence is like the death metal. Ooh, wah, ah, ah. Ooh, wah.
And I'm just over raging in the street, just fighting a whole mob. You fucking get up! Come on, get down with the sickness! And I rip a stop sign out of the ground and I use it as a battle axe and just start chopping heads.
Oh god! You know what's weird is I bet you that thing would really clean somebody's head off.
I'm telling you, it could. If you gave a Hulk a stop sign and just said cleave somebody's skull open with this, if Marvel was a little more rated R and brutal.
So that I was just about to say that. I was like, how much better do you think Marvel would have been if they would have gone the rated R route?
Dude. Well, first off, we've all seen the Deadpool movies. They're amazing.
Right.
We've seen, Logan.
The new Snyder.
The Snyder cut of Justice League. We saw Logan, where they let it be rated R, where it got just
bloody.
Brutal. Yeah. I mean, I think that would be amazing. If you saw Captain America throw his shield at someone and take their head off, like a Nazi in the first movie, that would have been a freedom boner right there, man.
Freedom boner.
Or if Iron Man fires up the repulsor ray, the unibeam in his chest, and he fires it at someone and it just blows a hole in their chest cavity, and you just see their organs, and it's dude,
dripping.
That's some Mortal. Yeah, you see Mortal Kombat's finish him, boom, and you see his heart and fall out of his hole in his chest, and god damn.
And I wish they could go back and change those. It doesn't.
Well, it's Disney, so Disney's not gonna do it.
It doesn't do things justice if you make things
really
too
doesn't.
PG. Who in their right mind would see Hulk, hitting things? And obviously, that's probably why they were fighting aliens 24/7. Is because they were machines for the most part. Because if they did it versus people, they'd have to throw blood in there. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, remember the beginning of Age of Ultron? They were fighting the Hydra agents, and they were people. And you did have that. But for the most part, I mean,
they made it so quick you wouldn't really be able to see it.
Yeah, I mean, or they did it in a way where the Hulk just kind of tossed around vehicles. He wasn't ripping people in half. I mean, you saw Juggernaut do it to Deadpool. He literally ripped Deadpool in half. I was that's awesome. That's pretty gangster. And then I liked it anyway. I don't know about y'all. I liked it. I was a fan. But I think it would be better. Or if Thor went up and just hit someone with the hammer on the top of the head and their head just exploded because of just the sheer weight and impact. I mean, come on, that would have been freaking epic.
Well, absolutely. Well, and it would make things too dark, apparently. So.
Well, yeah, you can't have too much violence,
But-
but it's for kids, and yeah, I get it.
It looks like they are trying to move forward with the Snyder Cut, though, so that's good news.
Yes.
And I'm glad, because this is going to be so much more popular than Marvel ever will be. It's because,
Especially now.
well, yeah. Well, I mean, it's because you're doing things realistically as a superhero. If you're doing things, obviously, you catch somebody dropping at this 150 miles per hour going down, you can't just catch them. You have to gradually catch them and shit.
Didn't they have a? Not that I like Big Bang Theory. I think Big Bang Theory is garbage. But didn't they do? Wasn't that a joke in Big Bang Theory?
Take that back.
No, Big Bang Theory fucking sucks. So does The Office. Before you say it,
I hate The Office. I hate The Office too. I hate Michael in that. What's his name? The main actor.
Please don't say
Absolutely.
Dwight.
Huh? No, I
Steve
like
Carell.
Dwight. Steve
Dwight,
Carell.
yeah,
Absolutely
yeah,
loathe Steve Carell in that kind of
he's just not funny.
No, he was not.
He's not funny in that. Like he was. Okay, can we say, was Steve Carell funny in the Anchorman movies? At least the first one. I don't really care for the second one.
Are you trying to tell me you have a party in your pants?
Yeah. He was just
invited.
stupid. Like he wasn't actually he was obviously at the start, but he just these stupid little one-liners. And he was this dude who was obviously messed up in the head. I
like The Office, and I like Anchorman, and I like Big
I
Bang
like
Theory.
Anchorman. I just didn't find Steve Carell to be that hilarious in the The Office, or really in the Anchorman. But that's because Will Ferrell was the star of that movie.
Yeah, I don't like watching The Office because Steve Carell was one of the main characters, and he wasn't the one that was funny. It was Dwight or
Dwight. Who's the black one?
Daryl.
Everybody else was funny though.
But
Is my point.
Is Daryl the one where he's like, I'm aware of the effect, the effect I have on women?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
him and then Dwight and so Dwight and Daryl are the two funniest characters in that show, and then Steve Carell just I don't know, he sucks. And then you have Jim and Pam, and they're not that funny.
No, Jim and Pam aren't really that funny, and
They're not funny at all.
and
Oh my god, they suck.
I think some of the jokes he does on Dwight's pretty funny, but it's hard to watch it because they're trying to make it stupid funny.
Yeah.
What Steve Carell's character is doing is stupid, so stupid it makes it funny, but it doesn't cross
It
me
doesn't
as
deliver.
funny.
Yeah.
It doesn't deliver for me, and all of them just really, why are we watching this? Kind of, I have that feeling, and it makes me turn it off. It doesn't.
It makes you want to leave it on and enjoy it.
No,
No,
it
there is
doesn't.
no enjoying it a bit.
This
That
is not,
that
I'm
is
sorry.
not and I say that, but there is a lot of people that enjoy it, and I mean it's the same thing when you think about what's the movie, gosh, just give me
Oh, Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite. That one was absolutely stupid.
It was so
That
stupid.
shouldn't have been funny.
It was.
It's-
It was more. That movie had more people quoting it than was ever necessary.
Yeah, but I mean that's my point. It's just so stupid, and it shouldn't be funny. And it's the same thing with my thoughts with Steve Carell in The Office.
Now, I will say, Steve Carell and the bit he played in Bruce Almighty was really funny, especially when Bruce takes over.
That was some good acting. I'll give you
That
that
was
one.
really funny. That's where Steve Carell was in his prime, I think.
Yeah.
So that was, I'll give Steve Carell that one. And then, I'm sorry, Big Bang Theory is here's what would happen in Big Bang Theory, right? So the character's sitting around, one of the nerds comes in, says it's probably Sheldon, because Sheldon is just the stupidest character in that effing show. Oh, did you take the car to the car wash? And then he says it completely arbitrary as a non sequitur. And it's he would say the sun's gonna die in X amount of trillion or billion years, and you want me to worry about the car going to the car wash? Like, you get out of here. That's stupid. No one's tracking that type of humor. It's literally a bunch of nerds. You have Kaylee, whatever her name is. How do you say her last name? The hot one. She is smoking hot, by the way, though.
Kelly Kuko.
Kaylee Kuko. Okay. Is that how you say it?
I believe so.
Quoco or something.
I say
Kuko.
Kuko. I say Kuko.
Kuko? Okay, whatever. Kaylee, super hot. She is. I'm sorry. Look, she's a babe. And that's like, one of them ends up hooking up with her. And it's like, oh, cool. Like, one of the nerds got the hot chick.
Leonard.
And whatever. And
Whatever, bro.
I don't care. But it is like, it's got some giggles to it. But let me just put it this way. Any sitcom or just show in general that requires a laugh track to appear funny is not actually funny.
That's fair.
And-
I've heard that from a lot of people. The fact that you have to have something in the background laughing.
Yeah. Artificial laughs to tell you when it's funny, and it's like, that's stupid.
Or it's like a cue. You should be laughing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm laughing over it, but...
Right. If it's actually funny, I will
Yeah.
laugh.
Yeah.
If it's not funny, I'm going to be like, what are we doing here?
I bid you guys adieu. I got to get going. I'm freaking hungry
man.
and starving, but
Fine,
I'll
be
talk
that
to you
way.
guys later. Thank you for including me in this podcast. You guys have an awesome
Of course.
day.
Oh, yeah. You too.
We're
Enjoy
glad
your
to have you
dinner.
back, man. We've missed you. So try to be more available.
Yep. I'm
Cancel
always
the rest of your
available.
life. This is what matters, Matt.
Enjoy
Yep.
your life.
All right.
I'm
Talk to
kidding.
you guys.
Right.
Talk to you
Yep,
later.
later,
Bye. See you.
But I just never found that type of humor to be that funny. I mean, I don't know. I like Archer. I think it's dry, it's snappy, it's quick and very witty. I love Letterkenny because it's the same way. It's quick and snappy and witty and very well written and clever.
I never understood Leonard Kenny.
Well, it's also Canadian.
Oh,
So some of the references you may not understand and you have to pick up on. And that part I'll understand. Like, if you don't understand it, if you don't get the references because it's Canadian, you're like, oh, what the hell am I watching? I'm like, well, give it time. And sort of you have to like pick up the references and the lingo as you go. But once it makes sense to you, you're like, oh, this is actually funny. I think South Park is still funny. I think Family Guy, before they started trying to be too politically correct, was funny. But they didn't care about offending anybody. They were just telling funny jokes, was good. The OG Chappelle Show was some of the best comedy I've ever seen in my life.
See, that was
Still to this
good.
day, Dave Chappelle is still one of the funniest people on the planet. I would say, what's another good one? I like Parks and Rec. Not everyone does. I just like it because, again, I think the humor is actually more based in being like funny, and not trying to make, because it doesn't have a laugh track. Also, it's just funny. It's just goofy and funny. I thought some parts of Modern Family were funny, but that used to be a funny show.
Yeah.
I think it ended though. Remember, I mean, we all grew up watching Fresh Prince. The Fresh Prince, Roseanne, the original Home Improvement, like those are all funny shows. I think Last Man Standing has some pretty funny bits too. The newer Tim Allen show. I think it just ended though. That had some pretty funny bits.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Some of the humor I get, some of the humor I will say one that's overrated. Friends. Friends is overrated. How I Met Your Mother though is pretty good. Still cheesy as hell in some parts, but pretty funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. But nowadays, you people either trying too hard to be too PC and too woke, and other times where they just don't give a shit. And usually it's people that just don't give a shit that are really killing it out there. They're making good comedy and people are laughing. And I think one thing to see now is a lot of comedians don't even get laughs; they get applause because they say things that pretty much like the audience agrees with, and it's not that it's funny. They're just like, oh, I agree with that, so I'm going to applaud him. It's like, oh, cool, I guess, but like, what was the joke? Where was the punchline? You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
It's okay. Everyone has their own likes
everyone has their
and dislikes on shows.
Yeah. So I mean, if you like The Big Bang Theory, if you like The Office, if you like Friends, that do not take my opinion of that show as an attack on you. It's not my brand of humor. I have a different style.
Friends?
I thought it was overrated.
What?
Some parts are funny. Yeah, some parts are funny. I laugh a little bit
hilarious.
here and there.
He already
No,
talked
it's
about
not.
Friends.
Yeah, I said I didn't think Friends was that funny. I thought How I Met Your Mother was pretty funny, but I also think it's still cheesier than hell at some points.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them were just cheesy, kind of stupid humor. There was one show, speaking of Friends, that Matt LeBlanc did. I just didn't find it funny at all. As my ex-wife tried to get me to watch, I thought it was fucking stupid. It's basically him and his chunky wife have 3 kids, and I guess he pretty much has to be a stay-at-home dad. He just has to become the Mr. Mom and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That was There was one show called Melissa and Joey. It was pretty funny. I'll give that one credit. That made me laugh quite a bit. I'm not belly laugh, but I laughed. I don't know what other good shows, guys.
Well, the ones that
Nothing
you
really.
disliked are the ones I like, and
We all have
Yeah.
different. Like I said, we all have different.
I don't know. It's
Taste.
everybody's different. It's not everybody won't like the same one, which is fine. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
for the
it's not
most part, I think
it's not
we
it's not
watched-
anything bad to argue about or anything. It's we
Yeah.
can argue about other things, but I mean, just shows in general and movies. It's
No.
everybody doesn't like the same thing.
Donut has only just been married. He's never been divorced until just recently.
Yeah, so I'm going through my divorce right now, and we've been separated since January because she decided.
Now,
to
on the
just-
other hand, his almost
my
wife.
ex-wife, I call her my ex-wife because fuck her. My ex-wife has been married already once, and so this is her second divorce. So you gotta make you wonder if is it the wife or the life? Was it the army or was it just the wife in general?
No, I don't think
So,
she's gonna take his Xbox.
No, I would murder her. I'm just kidding. I would not condone murder, but it's mine and I legally own it. So, she can try, but she has no keys nor garage opener to this house anymore. And I mean, once I sell it, that's pretty much all she wrote. But
That's good.
yeah, don't worry, guys. I will still be around. Whoever asked that question.
The more.
Oh yeah, no, I'll still be here.
No, they're asking. I don't know if you want to explain why she left or why y'all divorced again.
I mean, to put it,
Or not
there were some
divorced
issues
again.
going on, personally and collectively that we were dealing with, as well as I was getting set to get out of the army, so probably the idea of not having the stable income and the health care and all the kind of the safe and secure life we'd call, at least financially, knowing you're going to get paid twice a month, at a set time. For the most part, I mean, there's always been hiccups here and there, but I think it was just knowing that lifestyle was going to change, and a couple other things I was just dealing with personally, and she didn't want to stick around and support me through them. So, we just it was over a month. It wasn't this big explosion, although I didn't know she was planning to leave until the night before she left, and I was at work late. I mean, when I came home, the car was already packed. She just said, "I'm only sleeping because I'm too tired to drive." And I was like, "I'm not gonna beg you to stay. If you decide to leave, you decide to leave. And I would like to fix things, but if we can't fix things, then so be it. I'm not gonna torture myself over some woman who, quite frankly, is not deserving of what I've given and provided to her." So it's all good. Your boy's on the rebound. I'm actually sort of dating / talking to someone. So that's
And
going pretty
seeing-
well.
And hanging out with, but
Yeah.
the more asks, how did you fall in love with her?
Well, so we had met it was funny. So we met each other before I went on deployment to Korea, and this was back in 2017. And yeah. And so then I went to Korea, and nothing's really substantial. We were both dating different people at the time we met, so I didn't really think anything of it. And then I forget what it was. It was like over fucking Facebook or something. We were in a group together, one of the Drinking Bros groups. If y'all are familiar with that community, it's a mostly military veteran, military/veteran community, and military family, and people like that. So her whole family is military or ex-military, and obviously I'm current military, almost out, so I'm about to be veteran status. And we started sort of talking while I was in Korea, and back then we hit it off, and we had both broken up with the people we were with, and sort of started talking to each other. And I came home in February of 2018, and we started dating, and things clicked, and things were going really well for a while until about, I would say, late last year, so late 2020. Because I was like, I can't be in the army anymore. It was just bad for my mental health. It was bad for my physical health because, I've got like a messed up spine, messed up knees. I've had like 2 concussions. I've just been destroyed. So I can't do this anymore. Not without like a real war going on. I'm not joining the military. I was like, I'm making moves to get out. So I'm getting out here in the next few weeks. And I just have to wait for my paperwork to clear.
That's good. It's going to be earlier than next year.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to being out. And so that's kind of how we sort of met and I guess fell in love. And then I guess when
and then you realized that she didn't want to work things out or communicate with you. So
yeah, and I realized when we were separated, I would talk to her maybe once a week and wanted to try and work things out. I wanted to give her space, and she just, I don't know. I think she might have already known in her mind she wasn't going to try and work things out. So maybe that's where she was at with it. And I was like, well, I mean, if she was already there, I see no reason to stick around and mentally and emotionally torture myself.
Oh man, the more I wouldn't know, I wasn't invited, or Justin and I weren't invited.
Damn.
Is he
how
married
big
was the wedding?
How big was the wedding? Oh, god damn it.
Yeah.
Guys,
how big was the wedding, Neil?
How many people
How
were there?
big?
It was literally her family, my immediate family, and like that was it.
And 2 of our other best friends.
Oh my god.
3.
Or 3, yeah.
Morgan, Josh, and Ian were the only other ones outside of the families.
Who was
And
his
that
best
was
man? Yeah. Who was your best man, Neil?
Josh, because I've known Josh since I was 5.
You've known us since you were 5.
That's true. Wait, did I know?
Yes.
Yeah, we all met around the same time. Oh God. Okay. Jeez. Well, when I was going through the list, and let me just put this. So for my next ex-wife, I will absolutely invite you to the wedding. How about that?
Sounds like
Oh,
a plan.
and it'll be
a good wedding.
Make us
I might have to
all
think about the next
best
one.
man.
And okay, whatever. If there ever is a next one, how about this? I'll have a divorce party, and y'all are absolutely invited. When I'm back in Texas, me, you, Josh, Ian, Morgan, Rachel, everybody, the whole shebang-a-bang, we're gonna all get together. We're gonna get just absolutely Liberace lubricated, wasted, and just fucked up. And we're all gonna get super drunk, and if I have a place, we're gonna crash at my place. And if you're into it, we're gonna do copious amounts of drugs, and we're gonna drink copious amounts of liquor, and it's gonna be a grand old fucking time. How about that? And I will personally come and pick you up from your apartment, and bring you out with us, and you are not allowed to say no. I will Billy Club you over the head and drag you into my car.
That'd be awesome.
There you go.
No.
There you go.
I'd be free for it.
These guys have not stopped giving me grief about not getting invited to the wedding for pretty
I've known
much
you for
since they found
21
out
years.
Oh my god.
But it's
I'm
okay. I've gotten over it.
sorry.
And
20
Are you
you now
sure?
have
And
an
Have you?
ex-wife, so it's okay.
Are you
yeah, I
sure?
mean, it's all right.
you sure?
I mean,
Are you sure you're
It's fine
over that?
now. We just better get invited to the next one. That's all I'm saying. And be best men, or in your groomsmen.
You will absolutely be a part of the groomsmen squad, or whatever that's supposed to be called. And it's not like, how you have like the bridal party, whatever. I don't know what's called for groomsmen. You'll be part of
Bachelor party.
I'm gonna call it that too. I'm gonna call it the Goon Squad, and you're absolutely invited because the next wedding I have, I'm gonna marry some girl whose family's actually gonna contribute to the wedding, so we can have like a bigger wedding at a better venue. And you know what we're gonna do is gonna be kick ass. We're gonna have guns. We're gonna shoot guns, drink beer and whiskey. We're gonna fucking like ride motorcycles and ATVs and shit. I don't know. It sounds like a redneck wedding, but like we're gonna have a badass wedding. We're gonna have everyone. If you have dogs, bring your fucking dogs. Everyone's gonna bring the dog. Like the ceremony can be inside, but the minute the ceremony's over, we're going outside. It's gonna be in Texas, so like tarps off, boys. It's gonna be hot.
Yeah,
Like,
so the
we're gonna
Moor
have a grand
says,
old
so you're saying it was a
fucking time.
great marriage when you were overseas, and he says, how often did she tell you to just stop talking?
To just stop talking?
Yes.
Not really.
I guess because you're talking a lot, but it's okay.
Oh yeah, no. Sometimes I just see her eyes kind of glaze over, and I'd be like, "Oh, she's tuned out. She's in another frequency now." No. So it was good. Like even when I was home, it was good. In the beginning, and I think it was coming out here to Colorado changed a lot of things, and knowing I was getting out of the army, and she didn't work a whole lot either. So I think that was part of it. The sort of financial scare of, are we going to be okay? Are we going to be able to sustain this lifestyle type of thing? And it sounds to me, the evidence points that basically once she knew that I wasn't going to have this like steady job is when she started making her escape plans. And, you know.
Oh no, he did fight for her. He tried to work things out, but she didn't want to work anything out.
Yeah. From when she left until
he
about,
tried to fight.
I'd say March, April timeframe. I always ask, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you don't want to come back? We can work things out. I contacted marriage counselors and therapists, both in and out of the military, that either I could get it through the military gratis, or, I was okay with paying out of pocket for it. And she didn't want to. And that was kind of just when I'm like, well, I'm not gonna, mentally just anguish myself over this. So I just started moving on and making plans. And about a month ago, she came and picked up the rest of her shit that was still left in the house.
Probably not the Moor, but it's okay. He's found someone better.
What's up?
Oh, the Moor says, so you're saying the sex wasn't good?
In the beginning, the sex was
probably not,
great.
but it's a lot better now, I'm sure.
The sex, when it was good, it was great. But I don't know. We never had bad sex. But obviously towards the end there, when we started having issues, we weren't really bumping uglies as much. Even though I was barking up that tree, man. I was trying. I was like, listen, I think what we need in this marriage right now.
That's all that matters.
Listen, usually what can fix a marriage is just some good old razzle dazzle. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
hit him with the old razzle dazzle. I am the pretzel peddler. I was. I got to earn that title back. I used to be the pretzel peddler.
So,
that was back in high school and college days, and I am far removed from that now. I'm old.
The Moor wants to know if you made love or had sex on your wedding night.
So it's kind of like the Tenacious D song, "Fuck Her Gently." It starts off, and at the very end, like when you're about to nut, you just start going as fast as you can. Starts off making love, and then it's like, I wanna fuck you hard.
Perfect singing, 10 out of 10.
And listen, you get me really drunk at a karaoke bar, and like, there's a solid chance I may.
I don't have to be drunk at a karaoke bar. I'll just go do it.
I have to be drunk. I have stage fright.
I love karaoke. Me too.
I have stage fright for my own voice because I know I don't have a voice. But if I get drunk, like the Sinatra comes out of me, and I'm just like, yo, I can sing. Or at least I think I can.
At least you think you can.
Yeah,
and we see you, and then we're just taking videos of you and embarrassing you.
Yeah, exactly.
Showing everybody else.
So, yeah, look at this chump try to sing. Everyone's like, "Oh, turn it off! It's the shriek of the damned." We thought his talking voice was bad. His singing voice is even worse.
Morgan says we need to get him drunk and have him sing. Well, he's already sang, so there's a little snippet of that.
There's that. Yeah, that was the snippet preview.
And the Moor says, so best advice for your boys about marriage, ?
Okay, so on a real note about just relationships in general, not even marriage, but definitely marriage, obviously. any relationship that you give a shit about, you have to communicate, and that's both sides, right? You have to communicate, and it's gonna be a give and take. You can't just always go hang out with the boys, and you can't just, but you can't always just stay in and be a hermit and only hang out with your spouse or your significant other, whatever they are to you. I think the healthiest thing is a balance between still hanging out with your friends, spending time with your significant other, and I would say if you really are serious about a relationship, like wanting to marry them and possibly start a family, you need to make sure you have shared values. We were talking about this the other day, me, Justin, and Austin. Me, Lord of the Rings, and, well, Justin. His name is the same as fucking...
Communication is
my
key.
username. Yep.
Communication is key, but you need to make sure that people have the same values as you, right? Do they want the same things as life? Do they want to start a family and have kids of your own? Can they have kids? If not, are you guys willing to adopt? Where do you guys see what kind of financial goals do you have? What are passions that you want to, pursue? And are you both okay with them? And have things you can do. I think me and Radio Kid also talked about this. Have your individual activities, right? Like if you play a lot of video games, that can be your thing, but it can also be something you'll do together. Radio Kid likes to cook. So we were talking about this. He wants to have a woman that will cook with him. And they'll make a bomb ass dinner, lunch, or whatever meal they're cooking together. They'll do it. They'll have a good time doing it. Not like in a food porn sense. I mean, maybe, I don't know, but in a sense they're actually doing something together that they enjoy.
Yeah, you might have talked to her maybe once or twice about that. Maybe. Did you ever talk with Heather about having kids?
So Heather, from what I understand, is not able to have kids. Now, I'm not saying for sure because we never did all the tests, but she never got pregnant. As far as I know, she wasn't on birth control. I never saw any birth control in the house or in the apartment we had back in Texas. I don't think she was able to have kids, and not to, because this part I will still at least show the respect. There was a few times she suffered a couple of miscarriages, and I know that that's not completely uncommon, but there was never a pregnancy that stuck, so we never had kids. She never was able to have kids. And now I'm looking at it, I was like, well, thank God we don't have fucking kids, because that would make this whole process even more complicated and difficult.
Yeah. I wasn't laughing about you were saying, Neil.
I figured. What did he say?
He said, I figured he would say, make sure to ask spit or swallow.
I mean, listen, spitters are quitters. That's all I'm going to say. That's all that needs to be said. She ain't going to swallow. She ain't the one. So, but make sure it's all about the balance, Think of like Thanos with the knife in Infinity War. He's like holding it, it's teetering. It's all about balance, right? Time with the boys, or for her, time with the girls, or whoever she hangs out with. And, spending quality time with each other, having activities you enjoy together, whether that be, if you like to go shoot or exercise. If you like for me, if I found a girl who likes to do jiu-jitsu, that'd be more of an incentive for me to do jiu-jitsu. Get super back into it and get good at it. And then, because, with jiu-jitsu, you know what I'm saying? You get a little flexible with jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? She comes in with the gi on, and I'm like, all right.
Currently doing it is, I guess, are you still on Tinder too?
I still have the app. I don't really get on it.
Okay. Then no, nobody's Tinder swiping.
No, yeah, I'm not Tinder.
The app that is popping, what would you say is popping, or the app that is popping?
On Tinder?
No, any app, like any
dating app.
Depends on what you're looking for. I would say if you're looking for hookups, probably Tinder. Or, I wouldn't even say that. I would say if you're really looking for hookups, go to the bar, man. Go to the bar, have a few drinks, talk to some girls, do it in person, right? Find a hot girl if you think is attractive and just go talk to her. Because chances are the fact that you had the balls to go talk to her, because nowadays most guys
unless
are
you're too drunk to realize if she's hot or not.
Listen, if that's a problem for sober me when I sober up. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah,
but if she's hot when I bang her,
Neil.
I should try J-Swipe. I dated a Jewish girl in high school, and I think back then that was a terrible idea. Funny enough, me and her, she reached out to me one time because I'm really good friends with her cousin, and we we don't talk regularly, but she did reach out to me, and I mean, like, I would say we probably would be able to get along more now, but back then, oh my God, no. I don't know about dating a Jewish girl. I really don't. It just depends. I mean, I'm not gonna generalize them all, but we'll see. It's not a huge important thing for me. I don't have to bring a Jewish girl home to my parents as long as she's a nice girl. And
Even though our moms always say they would like us to.
yeah, right. Oh my God. Like, how many times my parents have been like, why don't you date Rachel? She's nice and Jewish. And I'm like, no, Rachel denounced Judaism. She's an atheist. And I was like, oh, yeah. Like, how many times my dad has asked me of all my Jewish, like, female friends why I'm not dating him. I was like, because they're my friends, Dad. Like, I'm allowed to have platonic relationships.
Better girls.
Like, yeah, and, well, there's, like, one that where her name's Jordan, and she's dating a dude now, but, like, her family and my family are very good friends, right? And so my dad's like, you should date Jordan. I was like, dude, we have nothing in common. Besides the fact that we both grew up in Jewish households, like, we have nothing in common. We probably have none of the shared values or, like, goals in life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a girl who's, like, as straight edge as you can get, school teacher, probably never smoked weed in her life. I don't even know if she's ever been laid. I'm pretty sure she might still be a virgin at, like, 27. It's like, Jesus. But she's dating a guy now, so maybe she got laid. I'm not sure. I'm not going to put her business out there like that. But my dad's like, oh, why don't you date her? I was like, that would be a terrible idea. It's horrible. Why would you suggest that? I mean, every single Jewish girl I know, my dad has asked why I'm not dating them. Because that's no. It's either a horrible idea or we're actually friends and I appreciate the friendship. So,
what's important.
Right. I mean, like, you actually have someone you enjoy being friends with and you just value them as a person. Like, I'm not going to disregard the whole friendship because the off chance that, like, my parents want me to date them to bring a Jewish girl home. Like, yeah, let's pump the brakes there. Big shoots.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. Maybe. I mean, I kind of went, like, I went through my little hoe phase. I'm sort of talking and dating. I'm seeing and dating this one girl right now. She's from South Africa. She's an au pair.
So you made it official?
No. I'm not putting labels. I'm not putting labels on anything for a very long time. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, I'm not really. I guess I like this one. I'm just seeing where it goes. I'm seeing if this has longevity before I really commit to it. And I'm sure that, like, that'll drive girls crazy, but I think that's the best move for me right now. I swear to God, if Twitch cuts out on me one more fucking time, I don't know.
It just loves you.
I don't know.
We're turning this podcast now into
for real.
Dr. Phillips.
Marriage, or not
doctor,
marriage,
yeah,
like
talking
relationship
marriage
stuff.
Yeah. I'm your marriage counselor, Donut. Welcome to the show. I'm kidding. I'd be the worst therapist in the history of them.
Well, you're the one who's only been in a marriage.
In a marriage
between us three.
Listen, no one ever said that was a good idea.
Matt, but...
No one said that was a good idea, right? No one said that was good experience.
Just how you were feeling at the time, but now you see things have changed, and
yeah, I mean, and when I first came off the divorce, and I was like finally getting back out there and dating again. I mean, I was like looking around for sure. I wasn't really looking for anything. I was just sort of seeing what was out there, and I think that's part of it. I would say, you know what? I'm gonna just totally advocate. I'd advocate for the hoe phase. And if you just need to get out there and, like, get back in the game and bang some chicks, then do exactly that. Because plenty of the previous relationships I've been in where they ended and I kind of got back out there, that's the first thing I did. I went out to the bar, I got a little drink in me, I got my fuck on, Like, I was out there clapping cheeks and slinging beef. And that's what it was about. For me,
your fuck on.
Yeah, I got my fuck on, man. And that's what was important to me, because I was just like, I don't want anything right now. I am just looking to have a good time. And I wasn't doing anything irresponsible. I was being reasonably safe, Because back then I was still terrified of, like, knocking a girl up because, I already have a niece and a nephew. I'm not trying to be the other one with a bastard child in the family. But I just, you know, I think the next relationship, if this is the next serious one I'm in, the one I'm in now, and it turns out to last for quite some time, I would say I think my biggest thing is going to be that to date for a while until you know for a fact, like beyond any reasonable doubt, that the person you are with is someone you could see yourself with for an extended period of time. Like, is the marriage, would it be a sound marriage? If yes, then, do your thing. If you have questions about it, then you need to either wait it out until you're sure and sort of troubleshoot the issues you're having, or you just need to say, you know what, no. And part of what I'm dealing with right now, the one I'm currently with, is I need to figure out if I'm going to stay in Colorado or if I'm going to go back to Texas. And will that be something I can make happen, if I move, and is that something that is fair for her, and is it fair for me? If it is, then, I'll find a way to make it work. And if not, then it's not something I want to drag on. I wouldn't be like, I would just be as clear as possible. Like, hey, look, I really like you, but I'm going back to Texas. I don't know if I can do this long distance thing. And we'll go from there, man. It's part of that communication.
Very true, but time will tell. So
yeah,
enjoy
and
everything.
Yeah. Well, I would say another thing real quick while I'm still on this is, if you're gonna be honest about doing your little hoe face thing, just be completely honest about it. Some girls are not gonna like it, so you're not gonna pick up every girl that's like, hey, I'm just here to fuck, no strings attached, because some girls are out there looking for their Mr. Right. But I would say a lot of girls are okay with that. Some girls just want to fuck, man. Like, that's totally okay too. Obviously be careful with those ones, because you never know what the hell's out there. But I would say like, if you just want to bang chicks, then just be honest. Like, just say, yeah, I want to bang chicks. But don't be like, oh, I'm trying to start a family. Like, you're not trying to start a fucking family. You're over there, like, you're on Tinder, you're swiping, you're probably watching porn a bunch. Like, nothing wrong with porn, but, like, be real with it. And that is my I guess my last bit for that takeaway.
It's okay. It's good advice and stories and stuff. I had nothing else to talk about besides chipping in for that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm giving the relationship advice, which is don't ever actually take it seriously.
You're the one who's been in through the marriage, so we have not.
Yeah, I would say.
But it's all about finding the right person as well.
It's about finding the right person and making sure that you've invested the right amount of time to know that they are that right person. Like I was saying, I don't plan on marrying again for quite some time, probably well into my mid-30s, if I do, and that's fine, because I'm gonna date for a long. I'm gonna date for a long time, just to make sure that if I do get with somebody, that they are the right person, not just somebody that I'm getting with because, like, I like them and I'm like, well, I need to get married to them. There's not really any incentive there.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
anyways, but.
Anybody have any gaming news? Anything new and interesting happening in the world of video games?
No, but for movies, we'll get started with movies. The new Venom and Carnage movie came out. The trailer.
The trailer came out. Yeah.
This
I actually just finished.
Not this weekend, but the weekend before, I think, or whatever. I finally watched Mortal Kombat.
Nice. I still haven't seen it. I heard it was good though.
I liked it.
I've seen bits of it. I still need to watch Kong vs. Godzilla.
That was decent too.
That had some funny parts.
Yeah. What else? Actually, speaking of Venom, it's on Hulu and I just watched it the other day. I hadn't seen it before.
Nice.
So
yeah,
I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, I liked it. I like Tom Hardy though, so I mean, maybe I might be biased.
I don't know. I like him too in that. He's a good.
And Woody Harrelson's the Carnage. And
is he
new one? Yeah,
he's gonna be Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah,
not that one guy who turned into Carnage.
That's Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Can't remember his name.
God, read a comic book.
Sorry.
Jesus. You call yourself a fan? Listen here, you fucking casual.
Well, I'm not a. I mean, I just like the
knew it was
movies and
Cletus.
like the character Venom. So
Yeah.
As you can see, one of my pops is Carnage right there.
There you go.
nobody can tell.
I hope they do. If anybody understands the reference, I hope they do Agent Venom, because that was a kick-ass character. It's basically, if y'all remember Flash Thompson from the Spider-Man, is basically Peter Parker's bully in the beginning.
Yeah.
Over the timeline of the Spider-Man comics, him and Flash Thompson and Peter Parker actually become really good friends. And Flash goes on to be in the military and gets his legs. His legs had to be amputated because of an injury he sustained in combat that he sustained while taking fire to save his commanding officer. And he also became a huge fan of Spider-Man because, like, what would Spider-Man do? Pretty much, equating Spider-Man to, like, Jesus or something. And I would say he gets bonded to Venom, and he has, like, a really good symbiotic connection to Venom, hence calling him symbiotes. And he pretty much becomes an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., and so he names himself Agent Venom, and there's some pretty badass parts where, like, he rolls with the Avengers, he rolls with the Guardians of the Galaxy, he goes around and does all sorts of badass shit. So Agent Venom was one of my favorites. It was a short-lived comic book series and shorter-lived character, but damn it, I wish they had made him a more permanent character. Eddie Brock's okay too. How they kind of made him an anti-hero rather than a straight-up villain.
Yeah. I liked him in Spider-Man 3 for that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. That was an old one though. Oh, that's going way back.
Yeah, 2000.
Was it
4, 5?
4 or 5, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
because the first one was it 2000 or 99 or
2002.
what? The first one?
Yeah. 2002.
What about the second one?
2003, 2004, and then
Jesus.
the next one was 2005, 2006.
Oh wow, so they really filmed and shot those just back to back to back, huh?
Yeah, because I would think so. It probably didn't take long. I know that.
Yeah. I just remember the comedian Joey Diaz being a character in one of the movies when he's on the train. It's like, you want to get through him, you got to go through us.
Oh yeah.
It's like, Joey Diaz, you're fat and out of shape. Like, shut the fuck up. But and now Joey Diaz is old, fat, and out of shape, and he just gets high all the time. But
Yes,
it's all
that's
good.
the
I
way
like
to
Joey
live for
Diaz.
him.
Dude, he's funny though.
Yeah, that's true.
It is what it is. But well, I haven't heard anything new on Infinite. I think they have like a new brute design, maybe a boss fight. They're bringing back boss battles and stuff. Yeah, Halo 2 took a stab at it. I mean, they kind of succeeded. I like the Halo 2 boss fights. You had the heretic leader. You had, I guess you can consider the Scarab fight kind of a boss battle when you board and kill everyone on the Scarab. You had, what else did you have? You had Tartarus at the very end, and a couple other, mini boss battles, I guess you can call them. But
They weren't major, I know that. They were just.
well, Tartarus was, because Tartarus, especially on Legendary or Heroic, was a just absolute fucking bitch to take down. So I wasn't a fan. I was like, oh my god, why is this guy so difficult to kill? But no. And what else? I'm trying to think. I got nothing else, man. I think I'm tapped.
There's nothing right now. Still.
I'm tapped on news. Without diving too deep into politics, I know we're trying to sort of ease off on that a little bit.
Yeah. It's all good.
Well,
We can always
I
use a break from
what we're
politics
doing.
anyways.
Like we're talking about other things too, and like off topic and stuff. I mean, it's normal.
Yeah. Well, excuse me. Early start to the day today. Still fucking with me. Well, if we got nothing else, I guess Austin, take us home. Before we go home, remember to follow all the Twitch accounts. Remember to follow and become a member of the community Discord page on Thunderdome Community Podcast, whatever it's called, community page.
Yeah,
And
Discord.
Page. Yep.
Yep. And remember to follow Lord of the Rings and Just in Time for TV on youtube.com, as well as myself. I'll be switching my name back to ya boy Slick Ricky Bobby Baby. So, I can still use that as some form of YouTube username without, using my full legal name.
Yes. Good idea.
Yeah. But follow that. I should have it changed back in about a day or two. I gotta send some emails, unfortunately, that I probably want to appear more professional for.
We appreciate everybody asking questions today and interacting with us.
And everything. We always appreciate that. And
Yes.
Appreciate the comments. Appreciate the interaction.
that's what keeps us alive in this podcast.
Yep, that's what keeps us doing it.
And like we said, we try to be consistent in the days we do our podcast and the time.
Yep.
Things come up in general, and we try to do our best to stream as much as possible doing our podcast.
Yep. Well, if anybody else has any, well, it's not with me now, but this episode's alcoholism is brought to you by Tin Cup. It is a whiskey brand made here in Denver, Colorado, out in my neck of the woods. Good product. I like it. Quality whiskey. They have a rye and a regular, I think, whiskey bourbon. And it comes with it's called Tin Cup because it has this little tin shot glass cup. Comes with each bottle. So it's not too expensive. It's pretty good quality. You can drink it straight. You can mix it with some Coke, put some water or ice in it. It's good all around.
The drink Coke, not drug Coke.
No. How about I do what I want with my body? My body, my choice, right?
Yeah, the name of the other race for the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness, and but the other race I can't think of is I don't know. That hasn't come up in my mind yet. I have to think about what the third name was for the race.
It's okay.
Well,
I couldn't think about it.
Yes. Thank you everybody for checking out everything. And I will be posting this on my YouTube channel.
Same
also
here.
Post it on Discord whenever it's uploaded.
Unless we have any other product shout outs to give for this episode.
Austin's hair
Lord of the
gel.
Rings, amazing hair.
Actually, no. Since we're talking about hair, I would say Out of Regs hair pomade and gel. If you were trying to do something with your hair, styling it, doing whatever, that's the one I have. I haven't really used it in a long time, but for the next episode, I will slick my hair back because I don't want Austin to feel alone. How about that?
It's okay.
And,
I'll make fun of you.
I look good with it. I know my hair's a little shorter this time, so we'll see how it looks.
Yeah.
But
It looks better in
check
person. I know
out
the lighting's bad right now, but
Out of
Sold me.
Regs hair pomade. So check it out. It's a veteran-owned water-based hair pomade product. So it has a bunch of natural stuff they put in. If you're willing to believe that, which I don't know. I give it the benefit of the doubt until I hear otherwise. Also, I don't really give a shit what I put in my hair. I don't do it often enough to care that much. Otherwise, I got nothing. So Austin, take us home.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking around for today's episode number 17. Drive safe. We'll see you later. Bye, everybody.